Hello, and welcome to Transmit Yourself, where we talk about topics related to fear of commitment so that you can create your own fulfilling relationship. Today, we're going to talk about natural exposures in relationship OCD. What I'm going to show you in this video is a complementary way of exposing yourself when using the emotional response prevention technique, or ERP, that's usually used for relationship OCD. So please bear in mind that it's not a replacement for what you may already be doing, and can allow you to develop a natural way of living so that you're not attached only to the specific routines of exposing yourself, but to allow life to become the trigger that can expose you to your own fears and to your own emotions and anxiety, so that you can go through them and find that inner peace that lies within. So this video is related to the ERP method for relationship OCD, which is emotional response prevention. I talked a little bit about that in my first video, about relationship OCD, that you can find in the description of this video. So in that video, and in general in the emotional response prevention method, you put yourself consciously and proactively in contact with exposures. That means exposing yourself consciously to the triggers that are making you uncomfortable. And I found a natural way was to allow the triggers to come to me as they do on the day-to-day, having the consciousness that they are triggers that are making me react in a certain way, so that I protect myself from feeling something, which is the overall underlying theory behind relationship OCD. With that understanding, I saw my thoughts, especially some of them were intrusive thoughts or intrusive questions, such as what if this isn't love, or what if this relationship doesn't work. After having worked on those things consciously in a state of relaxation and and seeing the truth behind those things, meaning knowing that I don't need to know the response to all of that, and that this is more, love is in a partnership or in a relationship is more of a decision between two people, decision to move forward and make it work. Then I saw the thoughts coming as they did, and I saw the anxiety and was able to stay present with it without ruminating. Or if I ruminated, I went back into that connection with my body. And I found that to be very, very powerful. It was pretty much me not engaging in compulsions with my triggers, and that was as of itself a natural exposure. So you can think that the emotional response prevention was still there. There was an emotion, and I was preventing myself from responding or from reacting unconsciously as I would do before, by compulsing and by just entering into a long-lasting dialogue with this voice that was telling me, what if this is not the right relationship, or what if this is not love, or what if this isn't attraction. Now, this is with thoughts, right? You can do this as thoughts come. The second one that I found very useful was with actual triggers in the relationship, such as certain things that my partner would say, for example, talking a little bit about future plans, which in the past would scare me so much. I would use those things as exposures. Of course, it's very important to work on this first. If that catches you by surprise, it might be that you fall into the trap of compulsing. But if you know already that this is just your mind protecting you from other things, then you will create a little bit of distance between your emotional reaction to the trigger and the actual thing that's going on, which is someone just asking you a question, for example, or whatever else it is that's triggering you. And then if something like that would happen, then I would feel the emotions as waves around my body. I would feel the tightness in my chest and some anxiety maybe coming up, and not and then I would not engage too much with that. I would just be compassionate with myself. I would understand that this is simply part of my process, part of what I am at this moment, and then not ruminate, not enter into a compulsion, because I realized as I was learning more about this and also as I was practicing and understanding myself in the process, that what keeps the obsessions in place is the compulsions, is the ruminations. So this was another natural way of exposing myself, and something that was very, very useful. And I found that even more useful than just sitting down and trying to expose myself mentally, which at times didn't really have that much of an effect, because I knew at the moment that the thoughts were simply thoughts. But it was a lot harder when in front of my partner, for example, or when the thoughts came intrusively in a way that I just wasn't ready for. And those were the real moments in which I felt, oh, okay, I gotta, this is the moment not to compose. So what I learned is then to lean into the anxiety as it comes and lean into the catabolic emotions that you may feel when there's a trigger. And that is so important, because what I would do in the past is to run away and to avoid them. I talk to many people that have had the partner centered relationship OCD that is focused on the physical body, on the physical parts. And that is something that happens a lot, but maybe many people are afraid to talk about that. So, what I recommend is to use those flaws that they perceive in their partner as an exposure. They may feel disgust, they may feel some sort of anxiety or pressure and an urge to escape, which is again totally normal and is again trying to protect you from something deeper. But use that those episodes or those situations as opportunities to expose yourself by leaning into those feelings of again repulsion or whatever you're feeling, and just face the fear of that, face the the uncomfortable feeling that you may get when looking at a specific trigger. It can be a trigger on the face of you, something that triggers you from the face of your partner, for example, or from the body of your partner, and just lean into it without avoiding. This is very important, without trying to look away, without trying to um, find another angle to see your partner, whatever it is. No, just stay just like you would if you didn't have this issue. Leaning into the anxiety, leaning into the uncomfortable emotions, and continuing the interaction just as if you were not afraid of it. And that will show your body, that will show also your brain that you're not scared of it and that it's not something dangerous. Now, I have also read a couple of comments of people that have also relationship OCD and that tend to get a sense of disgust when with their partner, for example, when kissing their partner or anything like that. After some time and after the fear of commitment and relationship OCD have been stronger and have been triggered. So this is again a perfect exposure, a natural exposure. Your partner is the trigger, and whatever it is in your partner is triggering you, is creating you, is making you feel anxious and wanting to run away. That's what fear wants for you to do, to run away and to escape, so that you don't get trapped in a relationship, and you don't have maybe then to fulfill the expectations of your partner, or you may not be rejected, whatever it is. That's the underlying fear there. That's what this is protecting you from. This disgust may be protecting you from all of that. So again, lean into the disgust, lean into the anxiety, and do it anyways. See the fear, feel the fear, and do it anyways. Again, it's important to understand the logic behind this and to understand what's really going on before you just jump into the pool without knowing if there's water or not. With this state of consciousness, you won't identify yourself with the disgust or with any other feeling that you may get, and you won't engage into guilt or shame that you may feel if you get any of these feelings that I'm talking about. And also, you won't need alcohol or whatever other substance in order for you to still be with your partner and to connect, which is something that tends to happen a lot also with people having relationship OCD. Finally, if it's something about a behavior of your partner, let's say that it's the way that she speaks, or it's something that she says, or that she does, or he does once in a while, then those are perfect exposure opportunities. Simply listen, feel the trigger do its thing on you, and let the emotions flow without running away, without reacting, without jumping immediately into action, which is an emotional reaction. Remember, what you want to do is to prevent those reactions from taking over you. You want to simply be happy, right? You want to simply be. So the way to do that is to allow those emotions to simply be, and then to respond consciously. This knowledge that I'm talking to you about has been crucial for me to get over my relationship OCD. And in the end, if I hear any phrase that would have triggered me in the past, or if I hear my own intrusive thoughts, they do not cause anything anymore. And if they do, it's just so small that it doesn't really affect me. And if it did, I would know already what to do, which is to just allow that to be, to lean into it, to just welcome it with open arms, and to be able to say, come here, I'm ready, I have nothing to fear. And this is the attitude that you need, I believe, to overcome your relationship OCD. Is really just to open your arms to life, to open your arms to the triggers, to tell them, I'm here, I want to be happy, and I want to be exposed to you. Because exposing yourself to the triggers is pretty much exposing yourself to life. And there's a power behind it, because you're just not letting anything stop you. You're telling life, come on, I'm here, bring it on. I'm ready to be exposed, and nothing will prevent me from reaching my goal, which is to be free of this, to be free of the ruminations and free of the anxiety. So this has been today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And if you have, I invite you to click on like, to comment, to subscribe to my channel, and to share with anyone that might benefit from this. And I will see you very, very soon. Thank you.